What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Hot Takes and Pump Fakes. I will be your moderator today. John Garey is missing. He's got a night out with the guys, exams to take, whatever you want to call it. Might be some cap going on in John Garey's life right now, but I'm gonna be moderating today. We got the normal crew of guys. We got Kelvin Jones, we got Evan Pruett, we got David Prince, and we got James Garey. So, guys, we're gonna start out today, in the world of college football. The lost a legend of Mike Leach, a guy that really, kind of changed the way offense plays nowadays. The air raid offense, just all around character, great guy. He's gonna be missed. Any of you guys got anything to say about Mike Leach?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead. I don't know. He was fun coach to watch. Like you said, he's a character. He's got some funny interviews out there. Very strong personality, but also changed the way the game is played. Like you said, he kind of brought that air raid offense scheme that so many teams use now into the college football world. Also responsible for, great head coaches now like Lincoln Riley, so on and so forth. Heard a bunch of stories about how so many college coaches would turn away, young student reporters to just didn't want to talk to him, didn't want to waste their time because they're not credible. But he would, take the time to call them from the comfort of his home, kind of discuss those things. I mean, great coach, but, still was also a overall great man. So he'll be missed for sure.
Yeah, for sure, Coach P. Kelvin, what you got?
Yeah, man. Like Coach P said, like innovator on offense. The air raid brought the air raid to college football. I mean, I didn't even know like he started out or he coached at Valdosta State, which college in Georgia. So he's gonna be missed. Great man, funny interviews. His take on candy corn was, I agree with that take. But yeah, man, like it's sad. Especially, I feel sad for the Mississippi State guys, man. Like you just lost your head coach. Like I'm surprised they're playing in the bowl game, but I saw something that said that's what Coach Leach will want them to do. So I'm rooting for them in their bowl game.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be hard for him, but like you said, I think that's what he wanted to do. So I think a lot of people are gonna be in their corner this on January 2nd. David, what you think about this?
RIP to a legend, man. I love a coach who has a personality. You can't get enough of that stuff, man. We lost a legend, man. So RIP to Mike.
Yeah, James.
Fellas, I think you know the impact on the world when Matthew McConaughey writes a tribute post to you. A legend writing a post about a legend that says something. Swing your sword this week, fellas. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, it's a funny saying, but I mean, if you really read between the lines of what he's saying, it means a lot. It just would have been cool, to see him end his career at East Carolina, be a Pirate for real. That's my take on it. And this is a sad day in college football. So,
yeah, for sure, James. So we'll go ahead and move on. A little lighter topic here. It's big, keeping the college football world. We all know the Heisman. Heisman winner was announced this weekend. I don't know what James is laughing at. But Caleb Williams brought home the Heisman Trophy. I think Kelvin was one of the only ones. I don't know if David or Coach P watched that ceremony. I know James and I did not. So I'll send it over to Kelvin's first. What's your reaction on Caleb Williams winning the Heisman, or anything that stood out to you about the ceremony?
Not really too much stood out about the ceremony. It was just a normal, I would say, honestly, probably like lackluster Heisman. It was just everybody pretty much knew who was going to win it, and there was all the hate surrounding Stetson and things like that. So definitely one of the more disappointing Heismans, but I think Caleb Williams did deserve the win. He was the best player. But yeah, other than that, the only thing I could point out was even though he won, he had the worst suit, and he was also the only one there not in the playoffs. So
true. That's true. David, what you think?
I think it was well deserved. I didn't watch much of it. I still think Hooker got a snub of at least a finalist nomination, but I saw where Steve Spurrier presented the trophy, and I thought that was pretty sick. A legend, presenting the trophy to hopefully a college football legend.
Yep. James, what you think, man?
I told you all about this was going to happen several weeks ago, and people were like, that's not going to happen. Caleb Williams, Pac-12, he's not going to win jack. Well, he won it, and I got a hot take. He's going to win it next year, too. This USC team is going to get better. So,
Wow.
Hey, hot take number one of the podcast.
Yep.
Coach P.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to agree with James here. If I had to pick a way too early Heisman winner next year, I'd say Caleb Williams. They're just USC is going to be better next year. I definitely think that, and I think that he's not satisfied with this year. One of the things he said on that stage was, I might have won this, but you three get to go play in the playoffs. Next season, he is not going to stop until he is in those Final Four. I look for that to fuel his fire. However, I will go ahead and I'll agree with Davo as well. I think Hendon Hooker kind of got shafted. Not that, he should have won it on the torn ACL, but, we can't, hindsight's 2020 there. But also, he should have been considered. Yeah. And I also don't know if Max Duggan deserves second over CJ. Good quarterback and all, but CJ Stroud had one game that was lackluster, and he placed third. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think once James called it, I never really thought about Caleb Williams winning the Heisman. Especially being a front runner this year until James kind of called, and I started thinking about it and kind of realized that I thought he was going to win it, especially after Hendon Hooker went down against South Carolina. Didn't watch the ceremony, but shout out George Rogers, man. George Rogers, 1981 Heisman winner from University of South Carolina, repping the Cox on the stage, man. Had that ball cap on, repping the university. It's my guy. I took a pic with him before the Texas A&M game. So go Cox, guys. Go Cox.
He's a big Westlake guy, too.
I got
he's from Georgia.
He definitely should have been Heisman contender, and this is the main reason why. He's pretty much the primary factor as to why Tennessee turned this thing around. I don't think Heupel really had much to do it. I just think Hendon was that guy. He was that guy last year. He only threw 2 interceptions. He still threw over 30 touchdowns last year, and he just continued and maintained that level of success, and the team responded to him. So he's definitely should have been considered. The Heisman is the most valuable player on a team award. Then I think Hendon Hooker is probably second when it comes to most valuable for a team.
No, I definitely agree with that. So we're going to move on now to a little bit of NFL reactions from last week. I was told I could not say that I didn't really watch much NFL games this weekend. So I'll tell you what, guys, I actually watched a little bit. I'll get to my opinion. How about clap it up for the Brewman, guys? How about clap it up here? Big NFL guy. But, like I said, I'll tell you about my reactions in a little bit. We're going to let Coach P, Evan Pruett, lead it off in his NFL reactions from past week.
All right. I've got quite a few because I watched pretty much every game this week. I just at some point in time. I want to go ahead and start it off with Thursday's game. Baker Mayfield, still not great, still not back to that level he was playing at with the Browns, but he 100% gained some confidence back with that game-winning drive. He might be on the right path. Imagine if he had Cooper Kupp in that game. I don't think that there would have needed to be a game-winning drive. But I think it was good for his, confidence overall. Bills and Jets. Sauce Gardner, we just saw how good he really was. If you're not even targeting the number one receiver in the NFL when Sauce Gardner is guarding him, what does that say about that defense? What does that say about that player? Cowboys started getting a little bit complacent, needed a good little wake up. I think the Texans scared them. Hopefully woke them up because, Cowboys got to win every single game in order to keep up with the Eagles. When you're playing in that same division, you cannot fall asleep. And then, I also right now, if I were an NFL team and I saw that I had the Lions on my schedule in the next 4 weeks, I would be scared. There's not many teams right now. Yeah, there's 6 and 7, but there's not many teams right now that I would want to play less than the Lions. I mean, it's tough. Let's stop with this Mr. Irrelevant narrative because Brock Purdy is Mr. Relevant. First quarterback in NFL history to beat Tom Brady his first start. I mean, he went 16 for 21 with 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dude had almost a 93 overall QB rating. Just went crazy. Good thing with that also, Christian McCaffrey really complimented that play. He had a couple touchdowns of his own. I think he just needed to return home to SoCal to really, prove that he's still a top 5 running back in the NFL. And then one last thing, and I'll shut up after this. I feel so bad for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the Cardinals. I feel so bad for Kyler Murray. He had such a great season last year. He's out for the rest of this year, obviously, with that torn ACL. But the thing is, it's so late in the season, he might have missed all of next season as well. And now, they're stuck the last 4 games with Colt McCoy, but also maybe all of next season. Or do you take a quarterback to help? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do there. It sucks all around.
Yeah, the Cardinals definitely got a few problems, for sure. So Dave, we're gonna move to you, man. First off, man, give me a rundown on the outfit choice today. You're there when Coach P was talking, I couldn't even concentrate because just looking through, man. Give me a little run on the outfit choice and what you think about the NFL this week.
I decided to come in stubborn. This is my outfit. If I had one word to describe it, it'd be stubborn. And and going on to my reactions, I'm gonna start out with the hot take. I told you I'm gonna apologize for reaction because I rotate a lot. I'm gonna talk about the Broncos Chiefs game. Chiefs should have lost to the Broncos. Rushed through a pick 6. We had to throw in Brett Rypien, or probably the worst quarterback in the NFL. And James asked me, said, "David, what's up?" I was like, 21-0. He said, "Are we surprised?" Because the Broncos are awful. We have a really good defense, and if I'm the Chiefs, I should be worried about the playoffs. I personally think they'll be first-round exits. It's my hot take, and here's why. Patrick threw 3 interceptions against Denver this past weekend. Only 1 passing touchdown against the Colts with an interception. 2 interceptions against the Bills. 1 passing touchdown against the Rams and Titans. Against teams with good or great defenses, he just does not perform all that well. And for these reasons, I'm expecting the Chiefs to not run it back to the AFC Championship. And moving on with that, Lions took a huge win. They had a huge win this weekend. They're trying to make that push for the playoffs. Panthers with the huge win this weekend, possibly making them a playoff contending team. Finally, the Chargers look much better this week. Definitely can't ask much more of your defense. Held that offense to 17 points. Offense played solid, and that's the huge win on the Chargers' behalf.
Heck yeah, David. Man, Broncos, I felt for you this weekend. Gotta be tough, man. Gotta be tough. We're gonna send it over to James now.
I think y'all know what I'm gonna talk about.
Yep.
That social media quarterback, man.
God.
Fellas, why would you talk this much? Emmanuel Alcho, why would you talk this much trash about a guy who's just going to make you shut up when you go see him play live? Like, this guy was 39 of 51, 367 passing yards, a touchdown. He just was making every throw possible. And it's Herbert. I think the Herbert Tua conversation needs to be over. This was the game. Needs to be over. Tua didn't perform. And Chargers get a needed win, we got next 4 games. We got Titans, Colts, LA Rams, Denver Broncos to close it out. And I want to give a shout out to Brandon Staley, man. This was the best coach game he's had all year. Defense showed up without a Derwin James, without a Joey Bosa, without a J.C. Jackson. I liked what I saw. But here's another thing we got to talk about, guys. No one's talking about the Eagles whooping up on the Giants. There's not been a lot of national coverage on it. I didn't expect them to whoop them like that. 44 points against a top 10 defense. Hurts could be that guy in the NFC. But I still think it's Dallas. Dak's got to perform. That's like the key to this. Everyone else performs besides Dak, and they still win ball games. So if Dak can turn it on, I think it's the Cowboys championship. Hot take. If he doesn't, first round exit.
Heard that, James. Yeah, Dak's kind of the heartbeat that with the Cowboys needs. You got to figure something out there. Kel, what you think?
Yeah. First, I want to start off saying the Vikings, they're frauds. I think I saw something where RG3 said their point differential is 1 point on the whole season, and they're 10-3. If you're a great team and you're 10-3, your point differential is not 1 point. That means they're barely winning games, and they're also giving up a lot of points too. Second, the NFC South is probably the worst division of all time.
Yeah,
it is very, very bad. I know the Panthers upset Seattle this weekend, but I also don't think Seattle's all that. But I mean, who's gonna win this thing? Like literally every team is still in it, and they're all under 500.
And nobody deserves
God.
exactly. Nobody deserves to win it. Exactly.
Nobody deserves to win it. So you're gonna have a team like the Lions who could finish, or Seattle who could finish with a winning record, and you're gonna have a team with the NFC South taking a playoff spot.
Yeah,
they don't deserve it. Yeah, me personally, I don't like the division. Like just because you win division, you get into the playoffs thing in the NFL. I don't like that. I mean, Detroit could finish. They have 4 games easily on their schedule. They could win. They could finish 10-7 and not make the playoffs because 7-10 Tampa Bay wins the division. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this week.
Yeah, I mean, like kind of piggyback on that, man. I mean, the 49ers with Brock Purdy at quarterback, they absolutely dogged the first. No, are they still the 1 seed? The Bucks, are they still the 1 seed in the South?
So
Yeah. So I mean, if the 49ers were just beating them by a little bit, it'll be a different story. But they absolutely boat raced them with Deebo Samuel exiting the second quarter with Brock Purdy at quarterback. So I mean, the NFC South's bad. The Saints, I don't know about them either. It's anybody's to win, it's anybody's to lose at this point. J.C. Horn, man, the Panthers got pieces, man. They got J.C. Horn, they got Brian Burns, Derek Brown. They got some pieces on that defense, man. I mean, they don't have a quarterback, obviously, but I don't know if anybody has a quarterback in our division right now, even with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's just not playing well, especially last weekend. So it's anybody's to win. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. What's up, Coach P?
So here's the thing about the NFC or the NFC South. If the Falcons beat the Saints this weekend, then in my mind, the deciding factor for who wins the NFC South is going to be the last game of the season, Tampa Bay Falcons in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And we won't know who's making the playoffs out of the South until that game hits 3-0. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's just bad football. It's just bad football. And it's like Kelvin said, it's some good teams that with better records are not going to make the playoffs, and one of the teams in our division is going to make it, which is, whatever your opinion is on that is definitely interesting. Hey, we're going to move on to this week NFL. NFL previews for this week. We're going to lead it off with James. James, what you think? What's your opinion on this week?
Chargers are getting the dub. I'm just going to talk about Chargers because, that's my team, as y'all know. I think the momentum is swinging back in the Chargers' direction now. I mean, there's a report that came out saying that Joey Bosa and Rashawn Slater could be coming back at the end of the season, which is huge. Because I don't know if y'all saw that first game against the Raiders, but Bosa and Khalil Mack together, That's a problem. That's a problem for any offensive line. You can't scheme for it. You just got to let them do it. Derwin James should be back as well, which will help stop King Henry. But yeah, I think the Titans are kind of sputtering a little. They lost this weekend bad against Jacksonville. Bad. No one's really talking about that one either. Yeah, I think Jacksonville is going to go on a little run here. I think they're starting to click a little offensively. I expect them to get a win this week as well.
Devo.
I didn't write anything down for the previews. I apologize, but I'm gonna skim through the schedule. I'm just gonna see what games stick out to me. Don't be surprised if the Seahawks beat the 49ers this week. Actually, let me take that back. They're at Seattle. They're at Seattle. But if I had to place a bet, and it's plus 400 towards the Seattle, I'm taking Seattle.
It is Thursday night football. Anything.
Yeah.
So let's keep that in mind.
Yep.
Dolphins and Bills. Let's see who's home. The Bills are at home. That'll be a good game. Don't know who I'd take. The way the Dolphins have been looking the past couple weeks, may have to take the Bills on this one. Got Jets and Lions. That'll be a game. Steelers, Panthers. That'll be a good game for the NFC South. And Titans, Chargers. It's a good game. I'm just kidding, fellas. I'm sorry.
It's all good, Devo.
Oh, yep. And Giants, Commanders. There we go.
Yep, here we go. All right, Kelvin.
Yeah, I think two games stick out to me this week. I think is these four teams are kind of all in the same, I guess, area right now. And I think after this weekend, it'll show where all four of these franchises are going. So the Lions and the Jets. I think that that's going to be a good game because basically it's kind of like it's a great offense versus an okay defense versus a bad offense. The Jets offense is okay versus a great defense. So, I mean, you'll definitely see where these two. Well, one is trending one way and the other's trending the other way. The Jets started off hot, and now they're slowing down. The Lions started off cold, and now they're heating up. So then the second game, Giants and Commanders. I think the Giants are also slipping. Like, weren't they? I believe they were 6-1 at one point, and they're 1-4-1 in their last 6 games. So. And Washington has won. I mean, they tied last week, which is funny, but they also have won, I guess, 6 out of their last 8 plus the tie. So they've only lost one game in the last 7-8 weeks. So can the Giants get everything back on track? Can the Jets get everything back on track? Or are the Commanders and the Lions going to keep up their hot streak and keep going? I think these are the teams of the future. I mean, they're all really young. So it's just like, okay, who is going to take that next step? So.
Good stuff, Kel. Good stuff. Coach P, what you think?
Yeah, so I've got a few things here. I think if Brock Purdy is playing, he's got that, what was it, a strained oblique. Yeah. But if he plays this week, I don't think Seattle stands a chance. I just don't think so. One thing I do want to talk about, Bills and Dolphins. I think that'll be a fun game. I really do. I expect Tua to play much better than he played against the Chargers. He needs to. Or we're going to start having those conversations again about, is he overrated? All that stuff. He needs to pick it back up.
He's overrated. He's overrated.
All right. Also, God.
That got him flustered, James.
That threw me off. Also, though, Josh Allen, I don't know. Did y'all watch the little clip of his press conference?
Yeah, I did.
James, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Then the reporter that didn't even ask a question. He was just like, he basically told Josh Allen that the offense sucks. and that it doesn't look like an offense that can compete to win a Super Bowl. Josh Allen looked him dead in the face and said, "Okay, dude's gonna be pissed. he's probably gonna put 350 up on the air."
Was the reporter wrong though?
I mean, they've looked subpar by Buffalo standards.
They don't have a running game. Their offensive line is mid. It's really just Allen having to make superhero plays and Diggs make superhero catches.
Here's a hot take for you, though, Kelvin. Justin Herbert's been doing it the whole season, and he ain't.
Oh, here we freaking go.
There's also a difference between the 1 seed and not being seeded for the playoffs right now.
He's
Rap.
Anywho, Lions, I think they might beat the Jets this weekend, go 7-7, and really get themselves in that playoff race. I think they could. I mean, that offense right now is just on fire. One thing I'm excited about, I have 2 more things, and I'll talk about this real quick, but it is finally Ritter season.
Let's go.
Finally Ritter season. And here's the thing, y'all are going to think that I'm going to start raving and talking about how this is going to be the difference maker. It's not right off the bat. I don't expect it. I don't expect him to go out there, put up 320 yards and rush for another 80 and throw 4 touchdowns. I don't expect that. I don't expect it to immediately make us a playoff caliber team where I think we can make a deep push. Not this season, at least. Still a lot to do. What I do expect and what I am excited for is that it's going to show us his potential. It's going to set us up for what we do for free agency, what we do for the draft, what we do going into next season. Matt Ryan was a shotgun passing quarterback. Marcus Mariota was, if I'm being honest, a run-first quarterback. Desmond Ritter's the best of both of them. I mean, he's a true dual threat. He's a play-action quarterback. Arthur Smith is going to open up that playbook, and we're going to see what he can do. And I'm just excited for that. One last thing I want to talk about, and I got to give the shout out to Marcus Jones with the Patriots. I got a hot take with them real quick, but real quick, I do want to say Marcus Jones is the what?
Time out. What's going on in James' screen here, fellas?
I hadn't even looked.
James, you got anything to say real quick?
I just had to pick something up.
Yeah, let's pick something up. Okay.
Okay,
Here we go. All right, we'll get back to James in a second. Coach P had me interrupted. My fault.
But yeah, Marcus Jones, this season he has a receiving touchdown, punt return touchdown, interception. He had 7 tackles last night. He had an interception, 2 deflected passes. He's the first player in NFL history other than Deion Sanders to have an offensive touchdown, kick return touchdown, and an interception in the same season. And I think that's pretty incredible because as far as true athleticism goes, he's being compared to one of the greatest of all time. And I do also want to say, hot take real quick, Patriots have a tough schedule to end off the year. Right now, they're what? We're looking at 7-6. They're the 7th seed in the AFC right now if the playoffs were to start today. I think they play the Raiders. They have a tough schedule. They play the Raiders, the Bengals, Dolphins, and Patriots. Or, Bills. Sorry.
All good.
I want to say they hold off the Chargers and they make the playoffs. That is a tough Final 4 games, but I think they can make it.
Oh boy.
With what offense, man?
Hey, I don't know. It's tough, but also, I mean, I don't know. They've been playing pretty well.
Every team New England has beat this year, except for the Jets, are under 500. Every team they lost to.
Now that I'm looking at
every
it,
team they lost to, but if they lost to Miami, Baltimore, Minnesota, and Buffalo, I mean, look, I want the Patriots to make the playoffs. I mean, they're my team, but we'll probably be Vegas, right?
Hey,
Coach P is retaking his pump fake.
Yeah. I'm regurgitating right here.
Pump
Huge
faking.
pump
Yeah,
fake there.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
pump faking.
huge pump fake.
That is a huge pump fake. That is borderline travel.
That's
Coach
pump
P,
fake.
you're not thinking about the Chargers aspect of having Keenan Allen back
Yeah.
and Mike.
I don't care about the Chargers. I'm not talking about the Chargers. I'm talking about the Patriots.
The Patriots.
And I take it back.
He's
I
taking it
take
back.
it back.
Taking it back.
I take it back. They finished 1-3 the rest of the season.
But they could, I could probably say 2-2 because if Buffalo has a division wrapped up by week 18, then the Patriots will probably be playing their starters. Patriots probably win that game. So right now, they're either 1-3 or 2-2. I don't think they beat Cincinnati or Miami.
That last game's in Buffalo.
Yeah, but like I said, if the Bills are resting their starters and have the number 1 seed wrapped up, they're gonna rest their starters and New England could get an easy win. But Cincinnati, they have to upset either Cincinnati or Miami.
That's not
which would be tough. The closest one they could probably get to is probably Miami.
They're not touching Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't think they'll beat Cincinnati. They could probably. I mean, if they played Miami the first game of the season and lost 20-7, I know it was the first game of the season, but Miami is so. Either one week they look like the best team in the league, and the next week Tua goes 8 for. He pulls a DJ. He pulls a big sicko. So,
John's not even here.
So we don't know which Miami Dolphins you're going to get. I don't know. Like I want to see the Patriots make playoffs, of course, but it's a tough road ahead. I mean, we shouldn't have lost to Chicago.
No.
Or Green Bay. Like those are games you need to win.
It was a close game against the Vikings.
Yeah.
Y'all destroyed the Lions, but that was at the beginning when they sucked.
Yeah, like 33-14 to Chicago. Are you serious?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, after seeing y'all lost to Green Bay in the overtime, yeah, I take it back.
He's taking it back.
Taking a pump fake.
All right.
Take it back.
Yep, big pump fake. I'm gonna be honest, fellas. I looked at the games this weekend. This is probably gonna be a classic Brewman not watching many NFL games this week. It's just a bad slate of games. Dolphins Bills probably pretty cool. I think Dolphins are gonna bounce back and win that one though. Let me say this, fellas. I got two things to say. Death, taxes, and Coach P providing just absolute fire stats, man. I mean, the guy brings it week in and week out. I mean, the guy just gets it. Big podcast guy. I mean, he understands what's going on, man. I mean, Coach P, you're a real one, man. Now I was taking it back to James, man. James, you got any special guests ready to come on the pod, or how are we going up there?
No special guests.
No special guests. Okay. All right. I just didn't know what was going on. All right. Yep. Got to provide a pump fake. I thought it was going to take some time, but no worries. No worries, fellas.
It's all right.
All right, then. Well, we're going to go on now to a more of a college football bowl game talk. We're going to discuss maybe a top 5 non-New Year's 6 bowl games and have some score predictions, what we think is going to go on with that. Anybody want to volunteer to start this one off? If not, we're going to go with Kelvin. Kelvin's going to start it off. Here we go.
Go first. I'll go first. So I got them ranked in order from from least favorite to favorite, but they're my top 5. So first, I want to start off with Fresno State and Washington State. I think that'll be a really good game. It's one of the few G5 versus P5 bowl games. But I think I'm going to go with the upset out there. I'm going to go with Fresno State, 8 straight wins. They're rolling right now. So give me Fresno 41-30, right? 4, Kansas and Arkansas. I think it'll be a really good game. I think it'll be a lot of offense, but I think Arkansas's defense is slightly better than Kansas. So give me Arkansas 42-30. Number 3, I have Troy versus UTSA. Right? I feel like this game could go either way. I guess the key to this game, Troy's defense, great defense, shut down Frank Harris as they did Grayson McCall in the Sun Belt Championship game. But sorry, Coach P. I want to stick with the Sun Belt, but I think at the end of the day, whoever has the better quarterback win this game, and that's UTSA and Frank Harris. Give me the Roadrunners 27-21 over the Troy Trojans.
Hey, is Grayson McCall not a better quarterback than Gunnar Watson?
I would say
He is, but guess what?
Grayson also
Troy's
hasn't
defense
played.
shut that shit down.
Frank Harris is a top 10 quarterback in the nation.
And Grayson McCall also hadn't played in like 4 or 5 games.
Oh, here go the excuses.
But and the thing is, I think UTSA's defense is better than Coastal's. So if they could just
They
get
almost lost to UTEP.
I mean, you guys beat Army. You guys almost lost to Army.
Hey, that's all right.
Hey. Number 2.
Almost lost to South
Here we go.
Alabama.
Number 2, Texas Washington. I think this would be a huge quarterback battle. A lot of points in this game. Michael Penix versus Quinn Ewers. But give me the Huskies 45-34. My number 1 bowl game for this bowl season. Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Here we go.
Yep, I think that's probably the most interesting game. You got 2 programs trying to find their way. Notre Dame was great, started off rocky, finished strong, even though they lost to USC. The season was looking real bleak beforehand, though. And the Gamecocks surging at the end to beat 2 top 10 teams, basically stopped them from going to the playoffs. Right. In this game, though, I think I'm going to lean towards the Irish 31-20.
Of course he is, man. He's just
I have 2 reasons. I have a couple of reasons. I think Notre Dame's run game will be a problem for South Carolina's rush defense, which has struggled pretty much all season. And then I think South Carolina's lost too much in the past couple days to try and keep up with Notre Dame. I mean, you lose your best running back, Marshawn Lloyd. You lose your best player on offense, Jaheim Bell. You lose Cam Smith. You lose Zach Pickens. I mean, you're losing a lot of guys. These aren't just guys. These are the best players on your team. So, I mean, you got Spencer Rattler and Juice Wells, but I just don't think that's enough for this Notre Dame defense, which is really good. And now, even though I don't know if he was really called to play towards the end of the season, but Satterfield's gone, so I don't know who's calling the plays for you guys. Probably, Pete Limbo or somebody like that, or Freddie Kitchens.
one of them guys. It don't matter. Bring him on.
Yeah, but yeah, give me Notre Dame 31-20. Beat the Cox. Also, even though I don't have this on my list, I'm not supposed to be talking about these guys, but Georgia Southern over Buffalo 45-41.
Oh, so you can talk about it. If it's not a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. That's fine.
I didn't
fine.
give the analysis. You guys can do that. Just a score.
Okay.
Just a score.
You know, Kel, you're wrong about a lot of those, but that's neither here nor there. All right, let's move on. Here we go. How about Coach P? How about it? Here we go.
All right. So number 5, I got Georgia Southern Buffalo Camellia Bowl.
Wow, I think he just added that.
No, I had that one. Don't worry. Like Kelvin said, we were talking about this earlier. Kyle Ventries transferred from Buffalo to Georgia Southern. Pretty familiar with both schemes there. He is, at least. I think Georgia Southern's offense pretty potent. I kind of expect them to pull away late in the 3rd, maybe early in the 4th. Buffalo hasn't really impressed me all that much this year. I think Georgia Southern might win that by anywhere between 14 and 17.
Oh gosh, don't do that.
I'm jinxing you.
You did
I'm
it.
Sunbelt jinxing you.
I think
Because you made me mad.
I think our biggest win this season is like 8 over Ball State.
I don't care. You made me mad. It's 17 now. 4. The New Orleans Bowl. South Alabama, Western Kentucky. South Alabama, team that really good, could be ranked. Honestly, think the only reason they're not ranked is because they did lose to Troy. Western Kentucky, though, does have a really, really good offense that can put up a lot of points in a really short amount of time, but their defense is subpar at best. If South Alabama can, find a way to contain that Western Kentucky offense, then I think they win. I'm not picking scores, but as far as 17-14 or whatever, but I'll give South Carolina the edge, or South Alabama the edge. Give me South Alabama by 7. Moving on, number 3, I got the Las Vegas Bowl, Oregon State versus Florida. I think Pac-12 versus SEC is always a fun matchup to watch, at least. I think it should be fun. Good offenses. Decent offenses at least. I don't have a whole lot of stats here to back it up, though. But we did see when Florida was playing Florida State that their defense can either shut you down or can get shut down. There's no really in between. So I think Oregon State's going to find a weak spot. I think they're going to win by 10. Number 2, I got the Texas Bowl. It's Texas State and Ole Miss. I love Lane Kiffin. I've always loved Lane Kiffin. But it's in Texas. Going to be closer to Texas Tech. You're going to have all those Red Raiders right there. I think they're going to have a huge crowd to support them. I think Ole Miss can make it close, but I also think they have that disadvantage with it being so close to Texas Tech. Give me Tech by 3. And then my number 1 is also going to be South Carolina and Notre Dame, the Gator Bowl. Now, if we were discussing this 2 weeks ago, I would have said South Carolina. I really would have, and I want to. I do.
No, you don't.
I do. I do. Just for you and James, I do. And
David. I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Out.
But y'all still don't have an offensive coordinator named. We don't know who's calling the plays.
We do have an offensive coordinator.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
I think was it today or yesterday we named?
Dowell Gaines.
Oh, okay.
NFL offensive coordinator of all time.
Yeah.
That's the point. Here we go.
Ball game. Here we go.
Mhm.
So we got a very lackluster offensive coordinator now, which,
We'll see.
with that guy, it might be better if y'all didn't have an offensive coordinator. You've got your best players in the transfer portal. You got no Jaheim Bell, no Marshawn Lloyd. If Spencer Rattler was smart, he would sit. He's not going to have anybody. He's not going to have them. He's got Juice Wells.
That's somebody.
That's
First
it.
team all SEC. That's
We
somebody.
ain't got nobody.
Okay, but is he the whole team?
You said we
It's
didn't
easy to game plan around one guy.
Yeah, exactly. When you do that, it's so easy to lock it down. You saw what Sauce Gardner did to Stephon.
Thing is, boys, Notre Dame does not have a Sauce Gardner.
Thing is, Notre Dame wins by 13.
Oh, okay. No, keep moving. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, wait, hold up. I got one more thing since Kelvin broke the rules here.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Give me Troy by 4 because, yes.
No analysis.
Okay.
Analysis.
Good defense
Troy by 4.
wins.
Moving on. That was an analysis. Timeout. -5.
That wasn't an analysis. That was a statement.
James Garey. How about it?
All right, here we go. Duke's Mayo Bowl, number 5, Maryland versus North Carolina State. North Carolina State's got that freshman quarterback who made Devin Leary transfer, guys. That's why he transferred. So give me the Wolfpack in this. Sorry, David. I know me and you, we don't really like the Wolfpack, but I think they beat the Terrapins. Tagovailoa, his brother,
Nice.
quarterback from Maryland. Number 4, I'm going to go Cheez-It Bowl down in Orlando, Florida State versus Oklahoma, 2 very high-powered offenses. Florida State's got the juice now. They got the number 4 transfer, Jaheim Bell, coming in there. He obviously won't play, but they got Jordan Travis versus Dylan Gabriel. I like Jordan Travis in this one. Give me Florida State. I think they win by 2 scores. And I forgot to do NC State. They win by 3 in Charlotte. Next one. I'm going to go Duke versus UCF, guys. Duke, 2 pretty hot programs right now, even though UCF lost Tulane, whatnot. Doesn't really matter for this. Give me Duke, though, for this. They're hot, red hot. They keep their offensive coordinator from the OC searches. Mike Elko's got those boys playing hard-nosed football for him. Let me get Duke by 6. All right. Ole Miss, Texas Tech, Texas Bowl in Houston, Texas. Fellas, if I wasn't a South Carolina fan, I'd probably be a Texas Tech fan. It's high-powered offense, ton of fun. Lubbock's was a huge party school. huge party town. You know, Ole Miss is kind of. I think Texas Tech big key is can they stop Quinshon Juggins and Zach Evans in that run game? If they stop them, I think Texas Tech wins. They do have a second team All-American, Tyree Wilson at edge. I mean, he's projected now top 5 pick, and he's a monster. If you go look at a photo of Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech, and you're gonna be like, this guy looks like Jadeveon Clowney. No, without the hair. But yeah, I like Texas Tech in this. They still got their starter. One of them left in the transfer portal. He'll go somewhere big time. Yeah, give me Texas Tech here. I like them by 10 with the home field advantage somewhat. Top game. South Alabama versus Western Kentucky, guys. I know y'all are laughing, but like this is going to be points right here. Because Western Kentucky just got their quarterback back, Austin Reed. I don't know if y'all have looked at that guy's stats or anything, but it's pretty impressive. It's really impressive. And Western Kentucky is just – they always have good offenses. I saw this TikTok the other day, and, man, I mean, Trap Zap last year, I mean, he almost threw for 6,000 yards. And now they got this new transfer quarterback who's doing just as well. And fun fact, the guy who I wanted as offensive coordinator was Trap Zap's offensive coordinator at Western Kentucky. He's now the offensive coordinator at Texas Tech.
Yep.
Who I wanted as, the South Carolina OC. Because of that, but South Alabama has a really good defense. They got to stop the pass game in this, but I like Western Kentucky here by 10. So,
heck yeah. David, what's up?
What's up?
Tell me about it, man.
This is where my notes grew thin, and I'm gonna have to do. I didn't get to really put any details behind the games. I just got the score predictions.
Right.
At number 5, I've got Oregon versus North Carolina in the. Hey, look at the bowl game. Where they at? In the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Oh, what a name, fellas.
Here we go.
But give me the Heels 38-21. I'm going to take the Heels in this one.
All right.
At number 4, we got UTSA versus Troy. Give me the Trojans. You said by 4, Evan. I'm going to give y'all 11-point differential. So give me the Trojans 21.
I love you.
At number 3, we have Toledo versus Liberty. Oh, I didn't even say what's the name of the Troy UTSA bowl game? I know y'all said it. The Cheer Bowl. The Cheer Bowl. And then at number 3, we got Toledo versus Liberty. Let me go find what name of that bowl game is.
Boca Raton Bowl.
Boca Raton Bowl. Thank you, Kelvin. I'm gonna give me Toledo 21-17. At number 2, I got Duke and UCF I know James just said it, in the Military Bowl presented by Peraton. Also, give me the Duke Blue Devils by 1 point, 28-27. And my number 1 bowl game that I'm most excited to watch is Kansas versus Arkansas in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. And I got Arkansas 24-17.
Word. Nice, David. All right, I'll move on to mine now. Number 5, I got Texas Tech and Ole Miss in the Texas Bowl. I feel like it's a pretty common theme. We're talking about this. Fellas, I'm gonna go Ole Miss in this one. I think Lane's gonna dial it up. I don't think it being in Texas is gonna have that much of an impact. You got Jackson Dart, you got Quinshon Judkins, you got some great receivers at Ole Miss. It's gonna be a shootout. Give me Ole Miss 45-41 in this one. Number 4, give me Wake Forest versus Missouri in the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa, Florida. I think this game hasn't been talked about enough. I think Wake Forest has got a really weird offense, the mesh point, zone read type thing. But Missouri's got a pretty dang good defense, guys, especially for a Gasparilla type bowl. Missouri's also got a tricky offense with all the motions. I think Eli Drinkowitz is going to dial up some plays. I don't think Wake Forest's defense is very good. I think it's also going to be a decently high-scoring game, but I think Missouri's got the edge in this one due to Wake Forest's not great defense and Missouri's pretty solid defense. Give me Mizzou 31-27. Next game I got is the Fenway Bowl, which is Cincinnati and Louisville. I think that storyline with Scott Satterfield going from Louisville to be Cincinnati's new head coach is going to be blown completely out of proportion. I think that's going to be a huge storyline for that game. Louisville, I think they've kind of lost their will almost, and they got guys leaving left and right. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I know Cincinnati's coach left to go to Wisconsin as well, so I think those guys are going to be a little down as well. Give me Cincinnati 24-17 in this one. Like I said, pretty low-scoring game. Two teams are kind of beat up at this point in the season. Number 2, the Holiday Bowl, Oregon versus North Carolina. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Got Bo Nix playing out of his mind. Drake May is going to be playing. Going to be also another high-scoring game, I believe. Give me – you know what, fellas? Give me Oregon in this one. Give me Oregon 38-31. Lastly, I got the ReliaQuest Bowl with Mississippi State and Illinois. Illinois' got a great defense, but their coach just went to take a job at Purdue as their head coach. Be interesting to see how they're going to call plays in that bowl game. I don't think there's any shot Mississippi State's players are going to lose this game. They're going to want to play for Leach. I think, whoever Mississippi State's offense coordinator is, I think he's going to try to draw it up. Also, probably going to be a pretty high-scoring game. Give me the Mississippi State Bulldogs 38-31 in this one. So we got a lot of cool bowl games to watch. Later on, we'll get into the New Year's Six Bowl and the college football playoff predictions, maybe in a different pod. We're going to move on now from college football. We're going to go to a team to beat in the NFL. That can, you can take that as a Super Bowl contender. You think it can be as a team to beat this week. You can take it however you want to. Not going to go to Coach P. We're going to go to James first in this one. James, what you think? Who's your team to beat in the NFL?
Man, it's a tough one because I like a lot of teams this year. Man, I'm thinking because I like my Chargers right now. I think we're
so good.
But I'm not going Chargers. I'm not going Chargers on this one, guys.
Well, James, we can come back to you if you need time.
I got it.
Okay.
This is a tough take, hot take, but give me the Panthers, guys. I think. It's a hot take, but I think Steve Wilkes has got something. You beat a proven Seattle team this weekend, right? Huge win, especially on defense. Steve Wilkes has gotten the boys playing. They've looked way better than what Matt Rule had earlier in the year. The run game's there. They beat a proven Seattle team who's going to make the playoffs this week. Dominated them on the defensive side of the ball. Defense, hey, all you got to do in a game is score more points than the other team. If that defense is going to keep going like they are right now, all you got to do is score more points. That's it. This is the NFL. Anything can happen.
Indeed.
That's a hot take.
Write that down. Somebody. Write that down.
Team to beat. They're going to end on a strong note. They might not make the playoffs, but I think they're on a strong note.
You should have clarified that before you started talking about calling the Panthers a team to beat. That's all right.
They are a team to beat. They're hot.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's a quarterback. Not a team to beat. Can't be with Sam Darnold. But James, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Anything else to say about that before we move on?
I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, but I do think they're going to
team to beat. It's like who's the team?
Yeah, that's
like who's the team in
the Ryan just completely made me.
Why would the Panthers be the team to beat when half the NFL's already beaten them?
Ryan made it seem like the question was. He said, "Take it as you want," and then Ryan's a rookie about next week.
But James, you got to clarify. that before you just call Panthers team to beat.
Like if we're talking Panthers team to beat in the NFC South, okay, maybe because they already beat everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There we
You
go.
have to
All
clarify
right.
that, James.
Okay.
Just
In the NFC South.
lack of
Got it.
clarification. Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt. Here we go.
All right.
We're gonna move on.
Got it.
We gotta move on. David, team to beat.
All
Here we
right.
go.
This is how I interpret it. I don't know if I did this correctly, but I'm just going to describe the team I have and why. And I don't know if I did this correctly, so I'm just going to say it. The team to beat, and my team is in the NFC. It is the Buccaneers. They've got the Bengals, the Panthers, and the Falcons.
Oh my god.
These three teams are either in the hunt or playoffs that they're playing. Bengals are tied with the Ravens, so beat the Bucs and put them in a higher seeding. Panthers and Falcons are coming for that playoff spot. So I'm excited to see who come up the NFC South.
Okay.
So you're saying Buccaneers are the team to beat in the NFC South and the playoff spot? Correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, guys,
This is
All
kind
right.
of confusing. I'm not gonna lie, fellas.
guys, Panthers schedule remaining. This is another reason why I said it.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Steelers, Lions, Buccaneers, Saints. All those games are winnable.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Here we
All I
go.
got to say is somebody's
Next.
got a clip. Somebody's
Ryan,
got
can
a
I go?
clip.
Oh, it's not worth posting. It would get negative likes.
It'll get bad reviews. All right, Kel, take it away.
All right. I had one, but now the more I think about it, it's really kind of two. But I think still my main team to beat right now, it's probably a surprise, but it's probably the Cincinnati Bengals for me. I mean, their offense is literally unstoppable. I won't say unstoppable, but they probably have not probably the best receiving core in the league: Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. That they have a strong running game with Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine. As long as the Bengals offensive line can protect Joe Burrow just a little bit, then they will score on everybody. And the surprising thing is their defense. Like, everybody thought the Bengals would have I won't say a bad defense, or everybody thought their defensive run last year in the playoffs was a fluke, but no, they've kept that up. Their defense is still pretty good. I mean, they held Kansas City to 24 points, and I think Mahomes still hasn't beat Joe Burrow yet. So right now, in my opinion, the AFC runs through Cincinnati. They have a tough 4 games left. I mean, at Tampa Bay, at New England, Buffalo, and Baltimore. So it's going to get rough. But, I mean, if they can win 3 or 4 of those games, I mean, they're the team to beat. You beat Kansas City. Would have beaten the top 2 seeds in the AFC, Kansas City and Buffalo. Baltimore, who's also 9-4, just like Cincinnati. I mean, you win that division. That game's going to come down to the division's going to come down to that game. You also beat New England, who's a fringe playoff team, and Tampa Bay, I guess, who's a fringe playoff team, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, so right now, Cincinnati Bengals are my team to beat. Second team to beat are the 49ers. I'm not going to go too in depth with them, but if Brock Purdy just keeps playing like he does, the defense to support them. They have a running game with McCaffrey. They pretty much have everything. They just need to get Debo back. But I think right now, on a collision course, see Cincinnati versus either San Fran or Dallas in the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
James, what you got to say about that?
Can I just redo mine? Because
No.
I didn't understand this.
No, you already said it. You already said it.
No, let me redo it. Let me
You said
redo
it.
it.
All right, James. Go ahead.
Going
Go
Dallas. I'm going Dallas, guys.
Okay.
Going Dallas. I think the defense, I mean, we ain't got to talk about defense. We know what that defense is. You got to find CD Lamb, man. I'm going to keep saying it. Dak's got to – I don't know what's up with Dak right now. He's just maybe it's a play, maybe it's some communication issues, but it's just he doesn't look like Dak Prescott, right now. He's more like a Ryan Tannehill type of player. And he needs to get back to that Dak Prescott top 10, top 12-ish quarterback range. If he does that, Dallas is going to just walk and walk and walk their way into the Super Bowl. So
I don't think Dak's comfortable.
yeah, it's just
I think he's mentally uncomfortable because for the last couple of years, every time he's played well, he's gotten hurt. I think he just needs to get over that mental block, and then he'll be back to top 10 Dak Prescott.
Coach Pierce, go ahead, James. Sorry.
Like if Dak is holding his team back from his full potential. I mean, that might be a hot take, but I mean, if he had a top 10 quarterback on this team, fellas, we'd be saying might be one of the greatest regular season teams of all time.
That's
They
not
have a
top
top
10.
10. His name's Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Here we go. Coach P, let's keep it with you, man.
All right. So
team.
I've got two. I went ahead and I did one from the NFC, one from the AFC. Last week I would have said, Cowboys. But this week, any doubt that I had against the Eagles got redacted. I mean, they put up, 48? They won 48-22 against a good defense. You can say they had the easy schedule, but they're 12-1. I mean, that the win is what matters. You've got a dual threat quarterback, Jalen Hurts. You've got a really, really great running back with Miles Sanders. You've got one of the best receiving duos in the game with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. I mean, it's just those four guys right there can make any offense terrifying. My AFC and probably my team in the entire NFL, that if I had to pick a team to win right now, I would pick it. I'm going to go Cincinnati Bengals. Like Kelvin said everything pretty well. They started off slow this season. They started off 2-3. Burrow didn't look like Joe Burrow from last year. People started saying again that, last year was a fluke. They started, going on that again. And then Joe Burrow must have heard that narrative because he shut him up real quick after that. He looks like Joe Burrow again. Last 4 games have been against Buccaneers, Patriots, Bills, and Ravens. I think they win 3 of them. They might win all 4. I don't know. I think the one with Buffalo is in Buffalo, isn't it?
No, I think it's in.
Or is it in Cincinnati? If it's in Cincinnati, I pick them to win.
Cincinnati and Baltimore. I mean, Buffalo and Baltimore are in Cincinnati.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The Bengals will finish no worse than 12-5, and I actually have them finishing 13-4. I think they win the AFC North. I think they solidify that number 2 seed. I think Kansas City probably locks up that 1 seed. But I think when the Bengals beat the Bills, I think they jump them. They go 2 seed. Bills get 3 seed. And honestly, I would love to have the rematch of the Chiefs and Bengals again, because you can say, the Chiefs have the best record if they will by then, which I think they will. You can make that argument. You can make the argument of Patrick Mahomes, but until you prove that you can beat the team that is your kryptonite, you are not better than them. That's all I got to say about that. I think Joe Burrow he's got some unfinished business, and if I had to pick a team to win the Super Bowl right now, it's going to be the Bengals.
Yeah, Coach P, I could see it. I'm going to go with your NFC pick, though, Coach P, to win it. I think the Eagles are the team to beat right now. You kind of touched on their offense. I mean, their offense is outstanding, but I don't think too many people talk about, or enough people talk about their defense. I mean, you got Fletcher Cox, Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph, Jordan Davis in the middle clogging up. You ain't running against those defensive tackles. You got Hassan Reddick rushing the passer. Then you got, which I believe may be the best cornerback duo in the NFL, with James Bradbury and Darius Slay. I mean, that defense does not need to be slept on, but that offense is really special as well. So give me the Eagles as a team to beat right now in the National Football League. Now we're gonna switch up the pace a little bit here, guys. Non-sports related. We're gonna go with a fast food snake draft with our favorite fast food restaurants. Could be exciting stuff. Probably going to be some hot takes in here as well. But with the first overall pick, we're going to send it over to Evan Pruett. Coach P, what you got?
All right. First overall pick, give me the Lord's Chicken. Give me Chick-fil-A.
Oh, my God.
Solid pick, Evan.
Solid pick.
All right.
Solid pick.
Good
Hey,
pick.
you can't beat that grilled spicy club.
Can't.
Solid.
Can't beat it.
It is solid.
It's just drenched in canola oil. I mean, I can do that. But
Peanut oil. Get it right.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead,
With the second overall picks, the Brewman. This might be a hot take, fellas, but give me Bojangles.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
Bojangles, you can go get breakfast. You can get a Cajun filet biscuit, sausage biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese. You can get the chicken supremes. Don't sleep on their grilled chicken sandwich. But also good Sunday dinner. You know, a little bit of fried chicken action, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, and gravy. It's versatile, guys. Bojangles is flat out versatile. It's flat out delicious. Honey mustard, their honey mustard might be the best fast food condiment out there. Not
Bring
a hot
back
take.
the bow sauce. Bring back the bow sauce.
Bring back the bow sauce. I agree. But fellas, give me Bojangles number 2. Coach P, what you got to say about that?
I do want to say something about Bojangles right here, and I'm not gonna, point fingers or say names, but I will say Bojangles hits a lot different, and it's a lot better when your buddy drops you off on the side of the road and tells you to walk.
All right, moving on. James, what's the third pick here?
Fellas, I'm gonna go with I don't know if y'all have had it, but I'm gonna go Whataburger, guys.
Crap.
Sorry, Coach B. I mean, that's the best fast food French fry I've ever had. Crispy. It's delicious. It's versatile as well. They got some patty melts. They got chicken sammies. They got ice cream, milkshakes, you name it, they got it. Whataburger is my number 1 pick.
All right, Davo.
Whoa.
No,
excuse me. Kelvin, what up, man?
I'm over here like, oh.
Come on, guys. It's McDonald's. Where's the respect for McDonald's? Come on.
You gotta respect it. You gotta respect
McDonald's is so versatile. They have the best breakfast for a fast food restaurant. Not debatable. Right? Burgers, their burgers are mid-tier. They're not the best, but they're also not the worst, McNuggets, who doesn't like the McNuggets and the sweet and sour sauce, man? Come on. I think where McDonald's kills the game is their selection of desserts and their drinks. McDonald's has a certain, this is like real shit. Like Coke does something to their drinks where their drinks taste better. Like their Coke is sweeter, their Sprite is sweeter, is better. And the desserts, I mean, you can get an apple fritter, a cinnamon roll, the cookies, the strawberry pies, the blueberry pie, whatever they have there. It's McDonald's, man. And if you don't want a big meal, get the Happy Meal. You can get a cheeseburger and a small fry and a drink for like $3. Come on, what are we doing? It's McDonald's, man.
I like it, Kel. You gotta respect McDonald's. Probably most respected fast food restaurant out there. David,
I've got back-to-back picks right here, right?
Back-to-back picks, man. Give me your first one though.
First one's going to be Zaxby's.
Zaxby's.
Come on,
Zaxby's.
I love Zaxby's, man. That was my number 2 on my list. I really appreciate their chicken. It's nice and moist. I love a moist chicken. You know what I'm saying? And Adam, number 6. We're going Cookout, guys.
Ooh.
I mean, come
Good
on.
pick, David. Good pick.
Come on, man. I mean, what more can I say about Cookout? Even though the prices have gone up,
Yes.
you still get so much food, man, for such a good price. You can't beat it.
I remember back in my day.
Oh,
$5.
here we go.
When I started school in 2016, Cookout tray was $5. Now it's like $8 or $9.
Yep.
Come on, ridiculous. All right, with my second pick, I'm still honestly debating right now, but I'm going to go with very underrated, in my opinion, Sonic.
Dang it, Kel.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
That's a good one.
Pick.
The slushies, man. There's so many flavors, so many options you can do with your slushie. If you want some ice cream, get your ice cream. I haven't had their breakfast, but I've heard their breakfast is good. Burgers are really underrated. And then my favorite thing on the menu is chili cheese tots, man. They absolutely slap. I know Ryan probably likes the foot long coney.
Oh man,
Nice.
love it.
But yeah, I'll go with Sonic.
Good pick, Kel. Good pick, James.
All right, my second pick. This could be a hot take. I don't know how y'all are gonna perceive this. I'm gonna go Taco Bell.
Ooh,
That's
Go Taco Bell. 3 reasons why. Here we go. The Baja Blast.
of course.
The Baja Blast. the soda game, man. It's probably second to McDonald's in the soda game, right?
Respect. Yep.
Number 2, Doritos Locos Tacos. That's a staple in the fast food game. You can't get much better than that. 3 delicious tacos. You can get lettuce. You can get cheese on them. You get tomatoes on it. You get some sour cream. You get it fully loaded. You can customize it. It really doesn't matter. 3rd, the Cinnabon Delights. That's the best dessert in the fast food game, guys. Underrated as crap because no one orders them because they don't really know if they're on the menu. That's why Taco Bell's my second pick.
That's great. And there's selection of I know you have the Baja Blast freeze. They have the Skittles freeze. Yep. They always have a new freeze every time I go, and those are great.
Yeah, fellas, for my pick, this hurts, man, because we can't count it. I wanted to go Jersey Mike's in the worst way. I wanted to, but I can't. I can't, fellas. Y'all know my love for Jersey Mike's, but I got to stay away from it. I might get crucified for this one. Give me KFC.
Oh my
Kentucky
God.
Fried
Over
Chicken.
Popeyes?
Give me Colonel Sanders, man. Colonel Sanders is a real one. Man, have y'all had those macaroni and cheese bowls they got at KFC now?
Yeah, no, I can't tell you I haven't.
I want to try one. Are they good?
They slap. They absolutely slap. Fried chicken's delicious. Side dishes are delicious. Those little biscuits they have at KFC are like crack, fellas. Those KFC is a good spot. Underrated. You really clogs up your arteries as greasy as that fried chicken is. But it's good. It's good. It's good mix up every once in a while. Give me KFC.
I got a question for you, Ryan. Who has the best biscuit, Bojangles, KFC, or Popeyes?
Bojangles.
Oh, I got to go with Popeyes, but I can respect Bojangles.
Yeah. Here we go. Coach P.
All right. So I'm going to go by, I've already got the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Got the chicken with KFC. I need a good burger to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go West Coast In-N-Out.
Mm-hmm.
Never been.
In-N-Out's good.
Haven't had it.
In-N-Out is good. Whataburger is better. That is an argument that those two companies love to have. In-N-Out's good. Whataburger's better. But In-N-Out is pretty close. I mean, they got that sauce that's really good. Got good burgers, but they're smash burgers, so they're a little bit different. They're pretty good, though. Pretty good. Really good fries, but they're also shoestring fries, so a little different. All right. So I've got chicken. I've got my burger. How about a nice sandwich to go with them? Give me Firehouse Subs.
Whoa.
That might be a hot take, but
it might be. But here's the thing.
Food segment.
Here's the thing. Firehouse Subs, man. First off, I love a company that stands for something, man. Firefighters. Come on. But real talk, the smokehouse beef and cheddar brisket sandwich. Oh my God. I probably gained 15 pounds in college just because of it. I mean, that's all I gotta say. That stuff is
Heck yeah.
Yeah, good.
Hey, I had chicken my first two. I'm running out of options here. All my options gotten taken. Give me Wendy's.
That's solid.
Wendy's, Wendy's it's not gonna win you any games. It's not gonna lose you any games, fellas. I mean, the Dave's double burger, solid burger. The fries, solid. Vanilla Frosty, absolutely delicious at Wendy's. I mean, that thing is just outstanding. Chocolate Frosty's average. Might be a hot take.
Better than the vanilla.
No, that's where you're wrong, Coach P. But Wendy's, it's like I said, it's not a flashy pick. But Wendy's just solid, man. Getting Wendy's my last pick.
All right, last pick, guys. I'm doing it. I'm going with the Russell Wilson sponsored Subway here.
Oh my
Dangerous. Sorry, man.
Manly watching my language, man.
Sorry, guys. Look,
here's
why. Here's why. Subway, man. They do it any way you want it. Double meat, veggie, if you're into that kind of stuff. I'm not. But $6 foot long. You can get the Miss Vicky's chips. Top 3 chip in the game, man. And the Subway cookie. Top 3 dessert in the game. Man. $1 for the Subway cookie. A freaking $1 for a Subway cookie that's like yay big. Subway third pick. I think I like my draft so far, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I really like my draft.
Yep. Next pick. Thinking.
Crap. Well, my last two have been taken, but I think I got a surprise here. I rarely eat there sometimes, but I do like the food a lot. Give me Panda Express. Switch it up, get some Asian food in there. I got McDonald's and Sonic for burgers and fries and stuff like that. So Panda Express, yeah, I'll go with Panda Express.
And to close it out, Davo Prince Jr.
Oh, this is a hard one because I've got my chicken, you know what I'm saying, with Zaxby's. I've got my burgers, my hot dogs, anything you can name with Cookout. I got to go for a cold fast food place. And I looked it up. I just did a little bit of research. I wanted a sub spot, and I completely forgot this place existed. We're gonna go Jimmy John's. So that would be my last pick.
Right.
That's not a bad pick. The Italian at Jimmy John's is pretty good.
It's a solid place. I think Coach P got something to say?
I just got an honorable mention here that nobody talked about.
What you got?
Where's the love for Panera?
Panera's
No love.
Are you serious?
Man, that
No
Sierra
love.
Turkey after Flamingos games used to hit so hard, man.
Bro,
So hard.
Panera, though? I mean, come on. Sometimes you want some food in 5 minutes that's not going to give you 4,500 calories.
Yeah. Yeah. Fellas, I'm not gonna lie. I don't love my list. I don't hate my list. I think my list is pretty average. But that was fun. Anybody else got anything to say before we close it out?
Can I renege on my pick? Can I take it back?
Might as well,
Or not?
Kelvin. Might as well.
All right. I think I'm gonna change to. I think I'm gonna change it to Dairy Queen.
I like it.
Whoa.
That was on. That was.
I like
that was,
it.
I think I'm gonna change to Dairy Queen.
I had that one too.
Kelvin just making up rules as we go.
I mean, if
Pump
it's not taken, that was a pump fake. That was a pump fake. I thought about it, and I was just like, I really don't eat a Panda like that. But like literally, my top two choices that just got taken, so I panicked. But Dairy Queen, the ice creams, the blizzards, man. They go through the drive-through and they do that like that. That does something to you.
That's the
and their
selling
food
point.
is good. Their chicken tenders are really good, and their burgers are good too.
I agree.
So yeah, give me Dairy Queen. So
I like it.
I
like it. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of David. What you got?
I was just throwing up deuces.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you raise your hand? All right, all
Just
good.
let me
Thank you guys for
glass,
listening to another episode of Hot Takes and Pump
Not
Fakes. It was a lot of fun, guys. Stay tuned for a lot of content coming on our social medias. Make sure to give us a follow, like our post, comment on everything. Hope you guys have a great week.
You want to stop recording?
Yeah, you want to start?
I
right?
did.
No, you didn't.
Why is it not stopping?
Yeah, tell. My fault.